Welcome to the Project Nigel version 3, held up on Marsden Moor, the Marsden Moor car park with its spectacular views and noisy cars. Bearded gun, no man, called Johnny. That's 4 so far. It's Phil K in his MG, yeah, lovely. So, although we've got this joining the party, it doesn't really look like it belongs, but this one definitely does. Ta-da! That's 8 including a Volvo estate. I know what it is. He's too afraid to come in his Mustang.
For a little lad.
No, it's not. It's him.
Craig.
It's Craig.
You can't recognise your best mate at first sight.
He's not my best mate.
This guy's not going to be.
Craig washed this car.
No.
Well, you definitely didn't.
Well, the windscreen.
Vroom vroom! Well, it's 10:10 and most of the people that are going to turn up, I think, are here. Just a couple I'm surprised, either late or forgotten or gone somewhere else. Maybe a more interesting proposition. But I can safely say that it is jolly freezing up here, and I wish I'd brought myself either a cable tie or a hat. Was Senior Mustard coming the other way. He's half an hour late. Must be lots of people getting 10 o'clock mixed up with 11 o'clock. That's what it looks like anyway. I could do with a camera on the back of the car because it's quite an impressive sight, seeing so many rovers all working. I once came over this way a couple of months back and I saw 3 Lotus Elise in Convoy, all going quite quickly, which is what I'm not doing now. I'm doing nearly 40. It made me wonder really, that's the only way you can keep a convoy together is if you haven't really got many friends. I look ahead, another convoy, but this time it's tiny bikes. They were doing it correctly, blocking off the roundabout to ensure that they could all stay together. Well, I'm just going to assume all of my members of my convoy all have the same level of common sense. Is that 1.8?
And a bit more.
It's a little gathering here at PNL. That's Project Nigel Land, also known as PNHQ, which is Project Nigel headquarters. So, most of the people who are going to be here, I think, are here. So perhaps we should have a little walk around. This one's left outside deliberately because it's going soon. That's Craig's MGF. It's got a broken front bumper. It's also in British Racing Green, and it's also interesting. As we walk in the yard, we can see some of my cars to start with, but you see them all the time. There's a Land Rover here. It's a petrol Land Rover. Who on earth buys a petrol Land Rover? What a silly idea that is. And then we have Phil's MGF, looking lovely as ever. This one, I think I've seen this one before at a car show up in Preston, or Prestonish, somewhere like Preston, an area like Preston. This is a rather not the cleanest looking Rover 45 diesel with lovely sandstone leather seats. And now we've seen this car before. It is an Austin 1100. I did a test drive in this car. It was fantastic. Lots of people like to watch that one. Then we have a rather... What colour is this car? Lagoon, that's it. Lagoon. And it's kind of on the way to being fixed up a bit better, I reckon. That's an interesting registration plate. Looks like it says Lovely City, but probably only to me. Matthews Rover 45 in pristine condition as usual, embarrassing everybody else's. Not everybody else's, but some of them. And then a Volvo. Fancy bringing a Volvo. It's quite a nice one, this. It's got a rather curious box and a little willy warmer. That is a ZS 180. A proper ZS, you might say. And Johnny's K-Series 45 facelift, which is always going on about love for the Project Drive car, aren't you? Project Drive, a lovely, lovely bargain. Yeah. Oh, and look, this is a V8 version of the ZT, which you may have heard just before. Having a lovely little rumble. That belongs to David.
Sure about the green wheels.
Green wheels on Trophy Blue. It's certainly a contrast. I might get a little plug here actually for Project MGTF. You might like that. Nice hard top on it though. You got a hard top, haven't you, Matthew?
I've always got a hard top.
Yeah, underneath that cap,
yes,
is a skull of titanium.
Yes. No air dryer needed.
Senior Mustard's 1300 and Poppy the dog. Hello Poppy, was it your birthday yesterday? And then we have this booted Rover 45 here. It's quite a nice one actually. And finally, the return of Benny Jazz Mags. Benny Jazz Mags comes back to the yard. It's all working now, I think. I hope it's all working now. You're not welcome here.
Never have been.
Here's Daniel in Super Hank, the freshly turbocharged 214 SLI that used to belong to me. It was one of those cars I couldn't fix, but he fixed it by fixing it. Go on, do that again. Very childish. Boats is taking lunch very seriously again, of course. Oh, and you've got a camera set up as well, even though we're not going to sit here having lunch.
Well, I'm going to sit here
having
having lunch.
Do you like the smell of that?
Which one's yours?
Every conversation.
Everybody's going because Boatie's cooking. Matthew has brought along a little drinky gift for me and for Boatie. He's bought me a bottle of the Cranmore Poacher, which used to be called something else. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely beer that I've not been able to find it anywhere. And for Boatie, a bottle of Vimto. Oh dear, Benny Jazzmax decides his alarm's going to start blaring away. So, as a bunch of men all together, we decided, and looking like an octopus trying to eat a spaghetti bolognese, to remove the alarm box. And so, therefore, stop the noise.
Come on, everyone join in. Let's hope we can get to the thing now. Let's get rid of this grinder out of the way. So yes, good point. No, it's not needed. But all these bits. Well, let's hope not.
That does sound a bit beefy, doesn't it? Everybody else brought sandwiches.
Oh yeah, but what's about the kitchen?
Cows!